Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So like I said a couple days ago in my previous video, I did want to touch upon some interesting news stories that have been making the rounds over the last week or so. There actually has been a bit of news and, updates on movies that we're looking forward to, like the Resident Evil Reboot, a new Transformers movie, and some Marvel news and news on the Last of Us series at HBO. So I'm gonna kind of, bundle it all together, give my thoughts on it and what we're going to be discussing here. So let's start off with the Transformers news. So Deadline is reporting that after a lengthy search, Paramount and Hasbro have set Creed II director Stephen Caple Jr. to helm a new Transformers movie in the rebooted universe following Bumblebee. Ever since Emma Watts took over the studio, getting Transformers back on track has been a priority. A few months ago, we learned that Paramount was developing two scripts simultaneously, one by James Vanderbilt and one by Joby Harold. According to Deadline, Caple Jr. will be directing the script from Joby Harold. The Vanderbilt script was rumored to be an adaptation of the Beast Wars series, and I guess was going to be somewhat of a spin-off, unconnected to the Bumblebee movies. So I think this is an interesting choice. I actually haven't seen Creed 2, but I've heard good things about it. They're moving forward with a third Creed movie, so I'm guessing that people like the second one. And I think that, he's a young guy, up-and-comer, so it makes sense that they'd go after him. It's essentially the same thing they did with the first Bumblebee, where they went for Travis Knight. He was an up-and-comer, he had some hits under his belt, and he gave us a really interesting, different kind of Transformers movie that focused more so on characters and story over the spectacle of everything. So I can't wait to see what's coming next from that universe. Next up, we're going to be discussing these new set photos coming out of the Resident Evil Reboot, which is currently filming up in Canada. So as filming is underway over the past month, we got some casting news last month, and now set photos are surfacing online that give us looks at the set and show off iconic locations like the RPD headquarters, the Spencer Mansion, the Arklay Mountains, a Stars helicopter that has possibly crash-landed, and more. The cast for the film includes Kaya Scodelario, Robbie Amell, Yvonne Jogia, Hannah John Kamen, Tom Hopper, and Donald Logue, among others. Fans of the games will recognize a lot of these images and, really get a sense that it looks like this time around they're trying to be as faithful as they can to the video games, because everyone knows that the Resident Evil movies were not very faithful. They took many liberties. I guess really only the first two movies might be the ones that had the most ties to the actual game series taking place in Raccoon City, had some of the characters from the games but not really, adapting the storyline that fans know and love. And it looks like with this new reboot, they're trying to kind of mesh together the stories of Resident Evil 1 and 2, which should be interesting because according to the timeline, Resident Evil 2 takes place a couple months after Raccoon City has been infected, and we have the events of the Spencer Mansion. So again, with this one I'm cautiously optimistic because I like what I'm seeing here, and the cast overall is solid, but I have to see more of it, I guess a teaser trailer, to kind of get a sense of what everything is going to be looking like when it's put together. So next up, we have the news that HBO has officially greenlit The Last of Us series. Last we heard about this, Craig Mazin, the writer and producer behind Chernobyl, is working with Neil Druckmann, the game's primary writer and creative director, and they were working together on a pilot script. Now it seems like HBO is ready to move forward and is going forward with the entire series. At this time, it isn't known what the show will tackle in Season 1, but we can assume it'll probably follow the events of the games and give room to expand upon that world. So, since this one is so early on, we don't have any casting really, we just have a vague sense of the creative team behind it. This is another one where I'm cautiously optimistic because I haven't really played much of the Last of Us video games. I'm aware of the storyline from the first game. I don't really know much about the second one apart from what's leaked and, been publicized. But it should be interesting to see where they go with this and who they end up getting for the cast, because this is definitely one of those big iconic video games that has become, basically a staple or part of the Hall of Fame of this decade of gaming. And last but not least, we have a couple minor updates on the Marvel Universe. It looks like Deadpool 3 is moving forward with a couple writers from Bob's Burgers, and moving away seemingly from the writers of the previous two films, as Marvel Studios is finally moving forward with another Deadpool movie. According to Deadline, the film will still be R-rated and be developed by Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige. Besides Deadpool 3, we also have an update that Black Panther 2 is currently eyeing a filming start date in July of 2021, and there was some casting for that movie and a rumor that Shuri will take a larger role in the storyline after the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman. So drop your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of all the news I discussed? I think the things that have me the most interested are the new Transformers movie possibilities and this upcoming Resident Evil movie reboot. If you guys are new to the channel and you like this video, hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can be notified whenever I drop new content. If you want to hit me up on social media to talk about any of this news, you can find me in the links down in the description box. And with all of that being said, I'll catch you guys next time.